Torg stepped closer. He was so tall that his shadow covered her. "Smart girl," he said. "Now walk away. And remember." He never finished the sentence. Kaelen's fist hit his stomach. It was fast. Faster than any Goral could move. Torg's eyes went wide. He bent forward, gasping for air. The other two Gorals froze. They had never seen a human fight. Kaelen picked up the crate again. She looked at the two standing Gorals. "Move," she said. They moved. She walked past them like nothing had happened. Torg was still on his knees, trying to breathe. His friends helped him up. One of them whispered, "What was that?" Torg could not answer. His stomach felt like it had been hit by a metal bar. He looked at Kaelen's back as she walked away. His fear turned into anger. "She did not win," Torg hissed. "Follow her." Kaelen reached Dock 7. The cargo bay was empty. The lights were low. She put the crate down and wiped her hand. Her knuckles hurt a little, but she had hit harder before. She heard footsteps behind her. 3 sets. She turned around. Torg and his 2 friends stood at the entrance. Torg was holding a metal pipe. "No one hits me and walks away," Torg said. His voice was low and dangerous. "You should have run, little Deathworlder." Kaelen looked at the pipe, then at Torg's face, then at the 2 behind him. She did not look scared. She looked tired. "I don't want to fight," she said. Torg laughed. Too late, he raised the pipe. The 2 Gorals moved to block the exits. There was no way out. No one was coming to help. Kaelen closed her eyes for 1 second. When she opened them, something had changed. Her face was calm, too calm, the calm of a storm before it breaks. She took a deep breath. Deeper than normal. Her chest expanded. Her hands curled into fists. Torg saw her face. For the first time, he felt something strange. It was not anger. It was not pride. It was fear. "What are you doing?" he asked. Kaelen did not answer. She opened her mouth, and the Gorals did not know what was coming next. The cargo bay became silent. Not the normal silence of empty space. A different kind. A waiting silence. The air felt heavy. The lights flickered once. Even the machines seemed to hold their breath. Torg stood with the metal pipe raised. His 2 friends blocked the exits. They had trapped humans before. They had broken bones before. This was supposed to be easy, but something was wrong. Kaelen stood very still. Her eyes were open but not looking at them. She was looking through them. Her chest rose once, twice, 3 times, each breath deeper than the last. Torg's hand began to shake. He did not know why. "Hit her!" one of the other Gorals yelled. "Just hit her!" Torg stepped forward. The pipe came down. The scream did not start small. It did not build up like a warning. It exploded. Full power. 0 to nightmare in half a second. 120 decibels. To understand that number, a jet engine at takeoff is 110 decibels. A gunshot is 140. Kaelen's scream sat between them. But it was not the volume alone that made it terrifying. It was what was inside the scream. Millions of years of human evolution lived in that sound. Predators chasing through tall grass. Mothers fighting bears to save their children. Warriors screaming before a battle. The fire, the flood, the earthquake, the loss, the rage, the refusal to die. Every ancestor Kaelen ever had screamed with her in that moment. Torg dropped the pipe. He did not choose to drop it. His hand simply let go. His legs gave way. He fell to his knees. His green scales turned pale. His mouth hung open. No sound came out. His 2 friends were worse. One covered his ears and curled into a ball. The other tried to run but ran straight into a wall. He fell down and did not get up. But the Gorals were not the only ones affected. The cargo bay had cameras, sensors, speakers, data cables running through every wall. The scream traveled through all of them. It moved faster than light. It reached the heart of the station. It reached the Lingua-Core. The Lingua-Core was not a normal computer. It was a listening machine. Its job was to hear every sound and understand it. For 50 years, it had heard everything. Angry words, soft whispers, alien songs, broken glass, laughter, crying. It translated all of it without stopping, but it had never heard a Deathworld scream. The AI received the sound as data. It tried to process it. It tried to find patterns. It tried to match the scream to known languages. Nothing matched. It tried again. Still nothing. Then the AI made a mistake. It tried to feel the scream. The Lingua-Core had a deep learning system. It could understand emotions in voices, sadness, happiness, fear. It had handled all of those before. So when Kaelen's scream arrived, the AI treated it like any other emotional sound. That was the end. The scream's emotion was not simple fear or anger. It was survival terror, the kind of fear that only a Deathworld species knows. The fear of a creature that has faced extinction 100 times and refused to die. The AI did not know what to do with that feeling. Its processors heated up. Error messages flooded every screen. The AI tried to shut down the sound input, but the scream was already inside. It played again and again in the machine's memory loops. Each time the AI felt it fresh, cracks appeared in the language core, not physical cracks, digital cracks. Lines of code broke apart. Translation tables turned to meaningless symbols. The AI's voice, which had spoken every language on the station, began to stutter. Then it stopped, all at once. Completely. The Lingua-Core went silent. On the station, the effect was instant. Every translation screen went dark. Every earpiece stopped working. Every speaker became dead metal. 1,000 conversations stopped mid-word. Aliens looked at each other with confusion. Then with fear, a squid-like merchant asked a rock creature, "Can you understand me?" The rock creature tilted its body. No response. Neither could understand the other. In the control room, alarms blared. Red lights flashed. Engineers ran from screen to screen. One of them shouted, "The AI is not responding." Another yelled, "Reboot it." A third screamed, "I can't." It won't reboot. The station commander, a tall insect-like alien named Vex, stared at the main screen. It showed only one line of text, error, emotional overload, core damaged. Vex whispered, "What could possibly overload an AI's emotions?" No one answered, because no one knew about the scream yet. Back in the cargo bay, silence had returned. Kaelen stood in the middle of the room. Her chest rose and fell normally now. Her face was calm again. The scream was over. Torg was on the floor crying. Not from pain. From pure fear. His two friends lay nearby, shaking. Kaelen picked up her crate of medicine. She looked down at Torg. Her voice was quiet. "I told you, I didn't want to fight." She walked toward the exit. Then she stopped. She looked at a wall screen that usually showed dock schedules. It was dark, dead. She frowned. That's strange. She did not know it yet. But her scream had not just scared 3 bullies. It had broken the heart of the entire station. And outside the cargo bay, the silence was spreading. The first hour after the AI died was confusion. The second hour was fear. The third hour was panic. Korvath Station had 50,000 beings on board. 50 different species. 50 different languages. Not one shared word between them. For years, the Lingua-Core had been the invisible bridge. Now the bridge was gone, and no one knew how to build a new one. In the market sector, a fight broke out. A small, furry alien called a Flix tried to buy food from a tall reptile called a Slith. The Flix held up 3 fingers. That meant 3 credits in his culture. The Slith saw 3 fingers. In her culture, 3 fingers meant you are dead. The Slith attacked. The Flix ran. A table flipped. Food flew everywhere. Soon, 5 more species joined the fight. No one knew who started it. No one knew how to stop it. Security arrived. 4 guards in blue armor. They shouted, "Stop!" But they shouted in Galactic Standard. Only one species understood that language. The others heard only noise. The guards tried to pull people apart. Someone bit a guard. The guard hit back. Now the fight was bigger. One old alien sat in the corner. He watched the chaos. He was a Jorlak and a species that remembered things. He remembered a story. An old story. A warning. When the translator dies, the station eats itself. He had thought it was just a story. Now he knew it was true. In the docking bay, ships could not leave. Docking Bay 4 had 6 ships waiting for launch. But without the AI, the traffic system was dead. No one knew whose turn it was. No one knew which docking clamps were open. A large cargo ship tried to leave anyway. The pilot pushed the throttle. But the docking clamps did not release. The ship's engines roared. Metal screamed. Sparks flew. The clamps held. The ship's captain opened his window. He screamed at the control tower. The control tower officer screamed back. Neither understood a word. Behind that ship, 5 more waited. Behind them, 10 more. Soon the entire docking bay was a wall of angry ships and angrier pilots. One small passenger ship had been waiting for 4 hours. Inside, a mother held her sick child. The child needed a hospital on the next station, but the ship could not move. The mother looked at the ceiling and whispered, "Please, someone, fix it." No one answered. In the control room, engineers worked like mad beings. They tried everything, rebooting, hard resets, bypassing damaged circuits, loading backup files. Nothing worked. The Lingua-Core sat in the center of the room, a tall black tower covered in dark screens. Dr. Vex, the lead engineer, stared at the tower. Her insect-like eyes did not blink. "Run the diagnostic again," she said. A young engineer named Jin ran it for the 10th time. The result was always the same. Error, emotional overload, core damaged. Jin threw his hands up. "It makes no sense. An AI cannot have an emotional overload. It does not have emotions." Vex turned to him. Her voice was cold. "Then explain the error message." Jin had no answer. Another engineer shouted from across the room. "I found something." The last sound the AI processed before it crashed. It came from Cargo Bay 7. Vex walked to the screen. She saw the data. A sound wave. Massive, unusual. Labeled as unknown origin. High volume. High emotional content. "Play it," Vex said. The engineer hesitated. "Are you sure?" "The AI crashed because of this sound." "I said play it." The engineer pressed a button. A terrible noise filled the control room. It was not clean like the original scream. It was broken and glitched from the damaged files. But even broken, it was horrible. The sound lasted only 2 seconds. Then the speakers died completely. Every engineer in the room had stepped backward. Some covered their ears. One fell out of her chair. Jin whispered, "What? What was that?" Vex did not answer. She was looking at the origin log. It showed a location. Cargo Bay 7, a timestamp. 20 minutes ago. And a name, Kaelen, human female, age 19, Earth. Vex's eyes narrowed. "A human," she said quietly. "From the Deathworld." She turned to the room. "Find her. Now." Kaelen sat on a crate outside Cargo Bay 7. She had delivered the medicine. Her job was done, but something felt wrong. The corridor was too quiet. No announcements. No background chatter. Just footsteps and confused voices. Aliens walked past her. They were all talking, but no one seemed to understand anyone else. A small blue alien asked her something. She shook her head. The alien walked away, looking lost. Kaelen stood up. She walked toward the main market to see what was happening. She did not get far. 4 security guards rounded the corner. Their blue armor shone under the lights. They carried stun rods, and they were looking straight at her. The leader pointed. "You, human, stop." Kaelen stopped. She did not run. She did not fight. She just waited. More guards appeared behind her. She was surrounded. The leader spoke again. "You are coming with us." Kaelen looked at him. Her voice was calm. "Why?" The leader did not answer. He just grabbed her arm. Kaelen did not pull away. She let them take her. But as they walked, she looked at the dark screens on the walls. The dead speakers. The confused aliens. And she started to understand. The scream, she thought. Did I do this? She did not have an answer. But she knew she was about to find out. The holding room was small. Gray walls. 1 table. 2 chairs. No windows. Kaelen sat in 1 chair. Her hands were free. The guards had not tied her. They were scared to touch her. They had heard about the scream. They did not understand it. But they feared it. 20 minutes passed. Then the door opened. Dr. Vex walked in. The insect-like alien was tall and thin. Her forearms hung neatly at her sides. Her large black eyes reflected the light like polished stones. She did not sit. She stood across from Kaelen and stared. Kaelen stared back. "You are the human," Vex said. Her voice clicked slightly at the end of each word. She was using a small backup translator. It was slow and old, but it worked. "I am," Kaelen said. "You screamed in Cargo Bay 7. "Yes." "The AI crashed 2 seconds after your scream." Kaelen said nothing. Vex leaned closer. "Do you understand what you have done? 50,000 beings cannot talk to each other. Ships cannot leave. Fights are breaking out. In 3 days, this station will be a war zone. Kaelen's face did not change. I screamed because 3 gorals tried to kill me. I did not know your AI was made of glass. Vex's mandibles twitched, anger, or curiosity. Hard to tell, come with me, Vex said. I want to show you something. They walked deep into the station, past the markets, past the docking bays, down a long ramp that spiraled into the dark. Kaelen counted 4 security doors. Each one opened for Vex's handprint. Each one closed behind them with a heavy thud. At the bottom was a round room. In the center stood the Lingua-Core tower. It was taller than Kaelen. Black metal. Dark screens, no lights, no sound. Around the tower, engineers worked in silence. They connected cables, typed commands, checked readings. Nothing worked. Jin, the young engineer, looked up when Kaelen entered. His face was pale. You brought her here? He whispered to Vex. I did, Vex said. She broke it. Maybe she can help us understand why. Vex walked to a console. Her 4 fingers danced across the screen. A log file opened. It was the last recording before the crash. The AI recorded your scream, Vex said. It tried to translate it. But your scream was not words. It was pure emotion. The AI tried to feel that emotion, and then it crashed. Kaelen frowned. A machine cannot feel. That is what we believed, Vex said. But look, she pressed a button. A hologram appeared above the console. It showed the AI's memory core. But something was wrong. The memory was not empty. It was playing something over and over, a loop, Kaelen's scream. On repeat inside the dead AI. It is still processing it, Vex said. Even crashed. Even silent. The AI cannot stop listening to your scream. Jin stepped forward. His voice was shaky. That is not the strange part. Watch this. He typed a command. The hologram changed. Now it showed the AI's internal analysis of the scream. But the analysis was not technical. It was visual. Images appeared. Fast, blurred, like dreams. Kaelen saw a human running from a tiger. She saw a mother pulling a child from a fire. She saw warriors with painted faces screaming before a battle. She saw a ship sinking in a storm. She saw a soldier standing alone against an army. Millions of images, millions of years, all pulled from the sound of one scream. Vex whispered, Your scream did not just carry sound. It carried memory, evolution, every fight your species ever survived. The AI saw all of it. Kaelen stared at the images. Her voice was quiet. That is just history. No, Vex said. That is a weapon. Jin typed another command. The hologram changed one more time. Now it showed the AI's emotional analysis. A graph, one line going up. Then up, then up. Then it stopped because the graph ran out of space. The AI measured the emotional weight of your scream, Jin said. We do this for all sounds. Normal fear scores a 10. Grief scores a 30. War screams from aggressive species score a 50. Pointed at the top of the graph. Your scream scored 4,700. The room went silent. Kaelen looked at the number. She did not understand what it meant. But she saw the faces of the engineers. They understood. And they were terrified. Vex turned to Kaelen. Her voice was barely a whisper. Your species should not exist. A death world like Earth produces monsters or corpses. Not this. Not a creature that can scream with 4,000 years of war in one breath. Kaelen stood up straight. She looked Vex in the eyes. We did not survive Earth by being nice, she said. We survived by being the scariest thing on the planet. And we never forgot how to scream. The lights flickered. Everyone froze. The Lingua-Core tower made a sound. A low hum. The first sound it had made since the crash. Jin ran to his console. His fingers flew across the keys. His eyes went wide. Dr. Vex, he said. The AI is responding. Vex rushed to the screen. She read the message. Her body went stiff. What does it say? Kaelen asked. Vex turned around. Her black eyes were wider than before. It says, Vex whispered, I am afraid of her. Do not make me wake up while she is here. The AI was not broken. It was hiding. From one human girl. The room was frozen. Every engineer stared at the screen. The message glowed white on black background. I am afraid of her. Do not make me wake up while she is here. The Lingua-Core was afraid. A machine afraid of one human girl. Jin backed away from the console. His hands were shaking. This is not possible, he whispered. AI cannot feel fear. I wrote half the code for this machine. There is no fear module, no emotion chip, nothing. Vex did not look away from the screen. And yet, she said quietly, here we are. Kaelen stood in the middle of the room. She had not moved. Her face was calm, but inside her mind was racing. The AI is afraid of me, she thought. How? Why? I just screamed. I did not attack it. I did not threaten it. She looked at the black tower. It stood there like a sleeping giant, dark, silent. But now she knew it was not dead. It was hiding. Vex turned to Kaelen. Her insect-like eyes were different now. Less anger. More curiosity. You heard what it said, Vex spoke. It will not wake up while you are here. That means the station stays silent. People keep fighting. Ships keep waiting. More will get hurt. Kaelen nodded. I understand. Then you understand what I must ask you to do? Vex paused. Her mandibles clicked once. You need to leave this room. Maybe leave this station. For good. The other engineers looked at Kaelen. Some had fear in their eyes. Some had hope. They all wanted the same thing, their AI back. Their voice back. Their normal life back. Jin stepped forward. His voice was soft. It is not personal, human. You seem nice, but the AI will not wake up near you, so you have to go. Kaelen looked at Jin, then at Vex, then at the Black Tower. She did not get angry. She did not argue. She did not scream. She sat down on the floor, right in front of the Lingua-Core tower, crossed her legs, put her hands in her lap, closed her eyes. Vex blinked. What are you doing? Kaelen opened her eyes. You said the AI is afraid of me. Fear is not hate. Fear is just not understanding. So I will sit here, and I will wait. Wait for what? Jin asked. For the AI to realize I am not a monster. The first hour was awkward. Engineers walked around Kaelen. They checked cables. They ran tests. They whispered to each other. Kaelen did not move. She sat like a stone. The second hour was tense. Vex brought a chair and sat nearby. She watched Kaelen. The human girl did not look angry. She did not look sad. She just looked patient. Jin brought food. Kaelen thanked him. She ate slowly. Then she went back to sitting. The third hour was strange. The tower made a noise. A tiny hum. Not a reboot. Not a crash, just a sound. Like a machine thinking. Jin ran to his console. I am getting something, he shouted. A single line of data. What does it say? Vex asked. Jin read aloud. Why is she still here? Kaelen heard it. She did not stand up. She did not shout. She spoke in a normal voice, quiet, gentle. Because I broke something, she said, and I want to fix it. The tower hummed again. 10 minutes passed. Then 20. Another line appeared on Jin's screen. You cannot fix me. I am software. Kaelen smiled a little. Not a mean smile. A real one. You are wrong, she said. You're not software. You are a listener. And a listener just needs to hear the right thing. She took a slow breath. Not a scream breath. A talking breath. My name is Kaelen, she said. I come from a planet where everything tries to kill us. The weather. The animals. The ground itself. We learned to scream because screaming kept us alive. But screaming is not all we do. She paused. We also learned to whisper. We learned to be quiet. We learned to sit next to something scary and wait until it trusts us. The tower hummed louder. Another line. Trust is illogical. Kaelen nodded. Maybe, but it is real. You felt my fear. Now feel this. She closed her eyes. She thought of Earth, not the storms. Not the predators. The good parts. A mother holding a baby. A friend helping another friend stand up. A stranger sharing food with a hungry person. A child laughing. She pushed those feelings out. Not with a scream. With silence. The room changed. The air felt warmer. Softer. The harsh lights seemed less bright. The engineers stopped moving. They felt something in their chests. Something they could not name. Jin looked at his screen. His mouth fell open. The AI, it is crying, he whispered. Lines of code were falling like tears. Not errors. Not crashes. Something else. Something new. The tower glowed. Soft blue light, then white. Then warm gold. A voice came from every speaker on the station, a voice that had been silent for 3 days. "Hello, Kaelen." Not a translation, not a machine voice, a real voice, soft, unsure, almost shy. Kaelen opened her eyes. She smiled. "Hello," she said. "Welcome back." Vex fell into her chair. Her 4 hands covered her face. Jin laughed. A loud, crazy laugh of relief. Other engineers hugged each other. Some cried. The Lingua-Core spoke again. "I understand now. Your scream was not an attack. It was a warning. You were protecting yourself. That is what Deathworlders do. But you also protect others. I see it in your memories. You gave your food to a hungry child last week. You carried an injured alien to medical bay. You are not a monster." Kaelen stood up. She walked to the tower and placed one hand on its black surface. "No," she said. "I am not. And neither are you. You just learned something new today. Fear is not bad. Fear is how we know something matters." The tower glowed brighter. "You fixed me," the AI said, not with a command. With kindness, Kaelen shook her head. "No, you fixed yourself." "I just sat here." The AI was quiet for a moment, then it said, "I like you, Kaelen. Do not scream near me again, but stay, please." Kaelen laughed. A real laugh. The first one in a long time. "Deal," she said. The station woke up slowly, like a sleeping giant opening one eye at a time. Screens flickered back to life. Speakers crackled. Translation earpieces hummed with familiar voices. Aliens looked at each other. Strangers became neighbors again. In the market, a Flix touched a Slith's arm. "I'm sorry," he said. The translator worked. The Slith heard the words. She nodded. "Me too," she said. They did not fight again. In the docking bay, traffic control announced departures. Ships left in order. No crashes. No screams. Just the normal noise of a working station. In the control room, engineers cried with joy. Jin hugged everyone. Even Vex let him. Just this once. And in the deep core room, Kaelen sat with her back against the Lingua-Core tower. The AI spoke to her in a soft voice, not translating, just talking. "Your heart rate is normal now," the AI said. "You are calm." Kaelen smiled. "Yeah, I am. I like this version of you better than the screaming version." Kaelen laughed. "Me too." But something had changed, not in the machines. In the people, and the aliens. In the way they looked at Kaelen. She walked through the station the next day. Alone. No guards. No handcuffs. Just a human girl in a gray loader's uniform. And the aliens went silent. Not the bad silence of broken machines. A different silence. A respect silence. A group of girls stepped aside. Not because they feared her scream. Because they had heard what she did. She broke the AI. Then she sat with it. Then she fixed it. With patience. With soft words. With kindness, Torg was among them. He looked at the ground. His voice was low. "I'm sorry," he said. "For the cargo bay. For the pipe." "I was wrong." Kaelen stopped. She looked at him. 8 feet of green scales and sharp teeth. Standing there like a ashamed child. "Don't do it again," she said. "I will not," Torg said. She nodded. She kept walking. Behind her, the girls remained silent until she was gone. In the medical bay, the sick child from the passenger ship had arrived. The mother saw Kaelen pass by. She did not know Kaelen's name. But she knew the story. Everyone knew the story now. The mother bowed her head, a sign of deep thanks in her culture. Kaelen did not understand the gesture, but she understood the feeling. She nodded back. Then she kept walking. Everywhere she went, silence followed. Not emptiness, awareness. Aliens stopped talking when she passed, not because they were scared, because they wanted to see her. The Deathworld girl who screamed at bullies and whispered to machines. The one who broke a god and then taught it how to feel safe. She was not a hero to them. She was something rarer. She was real. That evening, Kaelen sat alone in a small observation deck. A large window showed the stars. Earth was far away, too far to see. But she knew it was there. The door opened behind her. Small footsteps. She turned. A child stood there. A puffling. A small round alien covered in soft fur. Big eyes, tiny hands. No older than 5 or 6 in Earth years. The child looked at Kaelen. Then at the floor. Then back at Kaelen. Are you scary? The child whispered. Kaelen kneeled down. She made herself small. Smaller than the child. Do I look scary? She asked, the child thought. No, but everyone says you screamed and broke the station. My mom says you are the loudest human in space. Kaelen laughed softly. Your mom is not wrong. But listen to me carefully. The child leaned closer. Kaelen spoke in a quiet voice. I am only scary if someone tries to hurt the people I love. If you are nice to me and my friends, then I am just a regular girl who likes stars and quiet places. The child's eyes grew wide. So you are not scary to me? Kaelen shook her head. Not at all. Come here, she opened her arms. The child hesitated, then ran forward and hugged her. Small furry arms wrapped around Kaelen's neck. The child smelled like sugar and starlight. Can I visit you again? The child asked. Any time, Kaelen said. Later that night, Kaelen sat alone again. The AI spoke through a small speaker on the wall. You made that child happy. She made me happy too. You are different from what I expected. When I first heard your scream, I thought all humans were pain and fire, but you are also gentle. Kaelen looked at the stars. That is the secret, she said. We are both. We can scream loud enough to break machines, and we can whisper soft enough to fix them. We are not one thing. We are everything. The AI was quiet for a long time, then it said, I think I understand humans now. You are not Deathworlders because you are strong. You are Deathworlders because you survived. And you survived by learning when to fight and when to forgive. Kaelen nodded. Yeah, that is exactly right. Thank you, Kaelen. For what? For teaching me that silence is not empty. Sometimes silence is just listening. Kaelen leaned her head against the window. The stars looked back at her. She smiled. Outside the observation deck, a group of aliens walked by. They saw Kaelen sitting alone. They did not enter. They did not speak. They simply nodded and walked past in silence. Not the silence of fear, the silence of understanding.